Hi everyone, I'm Christine from the Hollowbrook Branch, and today I would like to share some suggestions for diverse reading, mostly for children and young adults. Current events have been reminders of how important it is that we teach our children about understanding and acceptance of diversity. One small way we can do that is by making sure they're exposed to stories about people different from themselves, so that they can learn to appreciate those differences and see similarities at the same time. Diversity in books is so important because it allows readers to both find books that reflect themselves and expose them to experiences different from their own. By reading books with characters of color and by authors of color, we are also supporting those artists and letting publishers know that we want diversity in books. So, I would like to share with you some of my favorite non-white authors, illustrators, and book characters. I hope you will read some of these and hand them to your kids so that all of our bookshelves will grow to reflect the wider world and not just our small space in it. So let's get started. First, I have Jason Reynolds. He is one of my favorite authors, period. My 12-year-old son also gives his seal of approval on his books. These are a few of them here. My son's favorites are the Track series, which begins with Ghost, and each book is told from the perspective of a different member of the track team, and they all have very different backgrounds. My favorite is As Brave as You, an award winner about two brothers from Brooklyn who spend the summer in the country with their grandparents. And I have to mention A Long Way Down and Stamped, both for young adults, and they're really good reads for adults as well. Next is Kadir Nelson. Kadir Nelson is an accomplished artist and illustrator. He has written and illustrated his own books as well as illustrated books for many other authors. His artwork is always breathtaking. He's worked on many nonfiction picture books, including We Are the Ship, Heart and Soul, and Henry's Freedom Box, and so many more. He has also illustrated one of my favorite books to read in storytime for babies, and that is Please Baby Please. This is a picture book about how exasperating and endearing a day with a baby can be. Next, we have Last Stop on Market Street by Matt de la Pena. This won a Newbery Medal, a Coretta Scott King Honor Award, and is a Caldecott Honor book. It's a picture book about a young boy who wonders about differences he sees while riding the bus with his grandmother. It is likely to get kids to wonder about the differences around them and hopefully open their eyes to the beauty all around them. Next, we have The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. This is a young adult book recommended for high school students. It's about 14-year-old Junior who lives on the Spokane Indian Reservation but decides to attend the nearby all-white high school where the only other Indian is the school mascot. This book, which is both funny and emotional, is based on the author's own life experiences and is a National Book Award winner. I'm New Here is a picture book that describes the experiences of 3 students from Guatemala, Korea, and Somalia as they begin school in the United States. Its simple text and bright illustrations make this book accessible to young readers and listeners. Next, we have a beginning chapter book series called Nikki and Deja by Karen English. This is a series about 2 best friends in 3rd grade. If your child enjoys Ivy and Bean, Clementine, or Junie B. Jones, you might want to give these books a try. Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi is a young adult fantasy novel. Fantasy is a genre where it can be a little more difficult to find diverse characters, so this is a welcome addition to the fantasy genre. The author drew inspiration from the Black Lives Matter movement, West African mythology, and the Harry Potter series. It features a strong female protagonist and has an exciting plot. It has a sequel called Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and there is a 3rd book planned. Amina's Voice by Hannah Khan is about a Pakistani-American Muslim girl struggling to stay true to her family's culture and fit in middle school after a tragedy strikes in her community. R.J. Palacio, author of the best-selling book Wonder, says, "For inspiring empathy in young readers, you can't get better than this book." And finally, we have New Kid by Jerry Craft. I wanted to include something here for our graphic novel readers. So this is a middle grade graphic novel about starting at a new school with low diversity, and it's also won multiple awards. I'm going to stop here to keep this video from getting too long, but this is just a very small sample of some of the amazing literature you can use to increase diversity in your children's reading. You may also want to try other authors such as Jacqueline Woodson, Kwame Alexander, Jean Lewin Yang, Sharon Draper, Linda Sue Park, or Angie Thomas. Please look for these books in our library's catalog, and if you like any of these, you can find similar titles by using Novelist. Novelist is a database available on our website that will help you find your next book to read based on other things you've liked. And finally, at the end of this video, I'm going to list some resources for further reading. Happy reading!